here with me in the main room, and the other ones will go to the other rooms. I think today we can create 3 rooms. It's enough. And in the rooms, you need to choose the leader. The leader just needs to ask the questions and make everybody comfortable when talking. Don't forget to introduce yourselves, because it's important to be more close of each other and know a little bit. And then you can start with the questions. We have 10 questions, but you can create another one, or you can skip one and ask the other. Enjoy the time. It's for you. You can practice and have the real immersion. So now let's create the rooms. I think 3 is enough. Let me see here. Okay, this one will stay here. So you have 40 minutes, around 4 minutes to talk, but I will warn you when you need to back. So enjoy the time, be respectful with each other, listen the other, and try to ask something else. Like it's a conversation, a real conversation, and enjoy the time. And I really hope you will enjoy. And I see you in some minutes. And bye. Let's enjoy this. But some of you will stay here. Okay. Let me see. Aleph, Juliana, Katiana, and Sarah will stay here. So you are the choose one. So Aleph, could you start making a presentation about yourself, please?
Yes, okay. So my name is Aleph. It's quite a different name. It's the first letter of the alphabet, the Hebraic alphabet. It's nothing really linked to my family. It's just that my father read in some book sometimes, and hey, it's a good name, so let's use it. So here I am. I live in Sumaré, a city near Campinas, right? I was born in Campinas, but I live in Sumaré today. And I think that's it. I work as a programmer in an app. And I think that's it. I have 22 years old. And that's it. My first time here. And very excited. I hope to enjoy with you.
Good. So again, welcome, and you will enjoy. Sorry, just a second, because okay. So enjoy the time. Everything that you need, you can chat here, and let's go. Sarah, please.
Hi guys, good evening. My name is Sarah. I'm 26. I live in Viçosa, Minas Gerais. I work as a programmer also. What else? I like to play the piano. I like to take care of my plants. Here I have so many of them in my apartment. I'm also a host here on Talk on Mondays. And it's nice to meet you, Ana Clara. I have never joined a meeting with you being a host. And that's it.
Oh, good. I didn't know about this. I'm a little bit away from Talk because other stuff that I'm doing, but nice to meet you. I think we are going to meet each other in the general talk. So thanks for coming. Juliana, and you.
Good evening. My name is Juliana. I'm from São José dos Pinhais, near Curitiba, Paraná State. And I'm 35 years old. And I work as SAP Constant related to model FI. And it's it.
Thank you, Ju. Katiana, how about you?
Hi, my name is Catiana. I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. I am an engineer. I have 38 years old, and I work with projects at Petrobras, new projects at Petrobras. And I'm married. I have a little daughter, and I stay and talk for speaking and improve my skills in English. I think it's a little things about me.
Good. Nice to meet you, Tatiana. Thanks for coming. William, can you listen me?
Yeah.
Is everything okay? How are you?
I'm fine. Everything's okay here. Good evening, guys.
Good evening. Is it your first time?
No, it's not my first time. I've been attending this meeting for 2 months, if I'm not wrong. Yesterday, I participated in another meeting, and today I participate as well. So I'm trying to participate every single day.
Good. It's amazing. Good choice. William, do you mind if I move you to the other room? Because,
Yeah.
Okay. So you will stay with Isabel, Jefferson, Mario, and Ulysses. So I will send you here. Just a second. Okay. So guys, let's start. Okay, William is going to the other room. The first question is, how important is first impression for you? Like job interview, making friends, on a date, on a bus. So, Aleph, could you start?
Yes, I can start. So I never think about that, but for me, it's very important, the first impression. At least at job interviews, I think it's a very crucial thing. The main thing, it's you are there to, well, make a good impression, right? To try to take that job. So at least for me, it's very important.
Good. Yeah, I think in job interview, we really need to make a good impression. And I think it's the big example. And you, Sarah?
I think it's not important the first impression that people give to me, because I really try not to judge them based on first impression that I have of them. Of course, that is impossible not to judge them 100%, but I make the effort not to judge them. So I hate first impressions because I think I'm allowed to fail, just as everyone else is allowed to fail sometimes, and sometimes we failed on our first impression. So I want it not to be important for everyone, but it is. And for me, I try to make it not very important.
Good point. Yeah, it's really good to think about it, because we judge in the first impression. The first impression, it's like normal, but as you said, it's important to try to don't do this, because we fail. You and you.
I think first impression is very important. And because usually first impression is unconscious. We don't think in a conscious way. Our brains prepare to do that. So I was reading that we can take a first impression 20 seconds. So I can defend myself in a job interview. If people look at me and said, oh, she's not good for the job, okay, I won't have a second chance to prove that the people are wrong. So it takes time to change that. So because I think first impression is very important.
Yeah, sorry, good point. I think in job interview, people always do this, but it's important to give time to the person, because sometimes the person is nervous or is passing through a problem at the moment. So the first impression can make something bad in the future for this person. But as you said, it take times to change the impressions and to change what the people think about the other. So good point. And you, Katiana, what do you think?
I agree with these things the people say, because I think it's the first moment when you meeting up a new other person, and probably is your first connection with the person, and if you say something not wrong, but it's not usually in this situation, probably this person kind something wrong about you. Yeah, I think it's the first connection and the first impression, it's important. I think it's very important.
Good. So cute. I think your daughter, she's trying to talk in English.
Yes, my daughter stay with me.
Good. So let's go to the number 2. Where do you think our impression comes from? Some people already said a little bit, but let's go with this question. Juliana, could you start?
Yes, I think our impression comes from our background. So the environment when we are race, and it's decisive to decide how our brain will act when you meet people for the first time.
Yeah, I agree. Good point. Sarah, and you?
I agree with Juliana. I think it's based on where I was raised, and I create and also the situations that I live through my life makes me interpreter differently some new situations and first impressions, and that's it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, sometimes we live some situations and then we think everybody will do the same with us. So we just create this rule in our mind, and we think everything will be the same. So I agree that it's about our background and the things that we live it. And you, Aleph, what do you think?
Well, I agree with what he said. It's like we get the impressions from a lot of places, like the books we read, the movies we watch. There are so many experiences that make our background. So I think it's quite hard to not make impressions, right? To stop some moment and think, well, I will try to not judge you. I think it's the best thing to try to do. I agree with that, but it's so hard. I think it's hard. It's hard for me to do that. I agree with Sarah, what she said, and I think that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Very hard. So hard.
Katiana, and you?
I agree with the other person say, because it depends on your background, the place where you are meeting these people, and I think it's this. Sorry, my daughter speak a lot and stay with me.
Hey.
Say hello. Good night. Good evening.
So cute. Thank you, Katiana. Okay, guys. Number 3. Have you met someone who you hated or loved right away, even though you didn't know them? Sarah, sorry.
Yes, and both of them I was wrong. I judged them like the person that I love. I realized that that he was not a good person, and the person that I hate, I didn't hate, but he was unpolite with me. He was my neighbor. Right after I moved here in this apartment, he didn't say good morning. He was very angry with a bad face, so I misjudged him. I thought that he was a bad person, and he ended up being very nice. So we're very good.
Yeah, good story. And you, Alex?
Yes, I was wrong too. The first time I did that, it was in the other case that I loved someone and make some. I dream about it. In the end, it's not something that I have thought. So it ended in a very bad way. It was a very big mistake in the end.
Yeah, usually it happens on a date, for example. So you think the person is the best person of the world, and when you see it's not, so it's a type of judgment. And in the other side, it happened as well.
Exactly.
And yeah, you and you. I'm saying you like I already know you, but sorry.
No problem. It's better. I feel at home.
Yeah, it's okay.
I have met someone. I was totally unfair, and because the environment, the other people say I don't like that person, and oh, I don't like too, but I don't know why. It's just because my colleagues don't like, and me too. And after some time, I realized that that person was a really good person, a friend person, and nowadays it's one of my best friends. And I'm grateful to realize that I was wrong in the past.
Yeah, as we were saying, sometimes we just need to give more time to the person, right? So let's Katiana, sorry.
In the past, I meet one person, and my first thinking it's a love person, but in the job, but a few months ago, the people it's a very friend, amiga da onça. How do you say amiga da onça?
Oh my God, I don't know.
I don't remember this expression. Yes, but in the past, I meet one. The first time I loved the person, but after a month, and I hate the person that I dislike because it's not a good person.
Yeah, terrible when it's happened. I really don't know how is it this expression, but it's not a good person, maybe. Okay, guys. So let's go to number 4. Can we change our impressions in light of new information? You, could you start?
Yes, I think so, and I think it's what always happens because we have the first impression, and when we know the people, we change our mind and we have a real opinion about them. So yes, I agree. You can change.
Yeah. Katiana, and you, what do you think?
I agree with you, because probably it's depend the situation, because if people that don't stay okay, probably the first information it's no good, and I think it's probably we are change about the first impression.
I get it. Yeah, sometimes we want to be fast, like know the person and know everything about the person right the time, and then we forgot to give time and talk and understand the feelings of what the person is passing, as I said about job interviews, and then you know more the other one. So we just want to do at that oh my god, at that time, so we forgot and have these bad impressions. So it's what I think. And you, Aleph?
Well, I think it's very hard too. Everything, I think it's hard. So I think it really depends on the impact of the first impression. So if I had a very bad first impression, I think it's quite hard to change it, but for the bad or for the good. But at the same time, it's very hard to know when someone is faking it. Someone is making a fake first impression just to impress you. So I think it's I you know what, I liking so much these questions, because it's some things that I never quite think about it. And you know what, I will spend my whole days thinking about that after this.
Yeah, that's the purpose of Talk and Talk. We put some random questions here, like topics that we will never talk in our daily routine. So when you have the opportunity to talk about something you already know, or you already have this background, so it's pretty interesting. I really hope that I'm really happy that you are enjoying. So, Sarah, and you, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I don't think we can. I think we absolutely should change our impressions when we have new information, because of what I said before. I'm not perfect and no one's perfect. So if I'm having a bad day and I cause the first impression in someone's life and it was not a good impression, I want them to give me another chance. If we end up developing a relationship, Yeah, that's it. I think when we are open to change our opinion, it's a sign that we are emotionally mature, to live with other people, live in society, because people change, and that's it.
Good. Amazing point, Sarah. Thanks for sharing. And as Aleph said, how identify if the person is being truthful or not, we will skip to number 8. So imagine you have just met someone for the first time. How could you identify if the person is being truthful with you or not? I will not ask you, Aleph, in the first time. So, Ju, could you start?
Oh, how could you identify if the person is being truthful? I can't. And the first time I can't. I think I need to spend more time and observe the behavior of the person with me and with other people, especially because when people want to be tend to sell an image for you, it spend much more time for us realize that that person is fake, so for the first time, for me, it's impossible to note that.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Ju. Sarah, and you?
I was just looking for the word malicia because, and it's maliciousness in English, because I think experience gives us maliciousness to deal with that kind of situation. When I was younger, I could not identify if a person was telling me a lie. So I often believe them. But nowadays, I have a little more maliciousness than I had before. And it really depends. Depends if the person is a good liar too. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the behavior of the person, like the way that he talks, and the body language, I think it's something that we can identify. But if the person is a liar, like a good liar, it's hard, as you said, and it needs time. Aleph, and you?
Well, I usually try to expect the best of the people. It's quite hard. Everything is so hard, but I think depends on the situation. I think if you are in a situation with so impactful, the decisions taken is so impactful, like you are interviewing someone else. Well, you need to think very hard what the impression you're taking. You need to think very hard if the person is trying to fake it. It's like Sarah said, you gain this by experience. But if I'm in a party trying to get new friends, well, I just expect it if the people are being truthful. So in other case, if I'm interviewing someone else, I will try to use my past experience to evaluate it. So I think it depends a lot on the situation.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, it really depends, and as said, that sometimes we just want to think the best of people, and yeah, it's what good people always do, and we don't expect the bad of the other person. It's hard, I know. Katiana, and you?
For me, I think I stay a little time with a person, and after this, I think I do a opinion about this, because it's probable if it's a person, it's a good person, you all have and you stay for a little time, a month with this, you have a real impression about a person, because now I think I have almost 40 years, and now for me I have very malicious people, because I have a malicious, because everyone, I think everyone good have a real possibility for doing good things, but in the real life, many in many situations, I think it's a delicate situation. And for me now, when my experience, I'm more comfortable when I have time for know about the people and stay about the people. And after this, I do a real concept about the person.
Good. Yeah, really good your point, and what you shared with us. I think with time, when we are older, like we create this background, as we already shared here, and we have more conscious about the behavior of the other and this maliciousness, as Sarah said. So really good. I'm loving your answers. So let me see here. I'm gonna ask the number 7. Do you think social media can fake the first impression, and why? Alex?
I think yes. I think it's everything you see in the feed. It looks like so fake every time. Like the people's only share what their success, like the good points of their life. It's something so handcrafted. So it looks so fake. For me, it's the main point of social media for everybody. Not so everybody, but every time you open Facebook, Instagram, you look so things that someone else spent a whole hour. What else to just to make that perfect photo, to capture that perfect moment, or to share just their achievements. So it's a place with a lot of anxiety, I think. So yes, I think yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we laugh, but it's hard because we in general social media can bring us a lot of good things, but in general we can create a lot of bad behaviors and bad thoughts about the life in general, and yeah, it's hard. Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I judge people a lot based on their Instagram page. For example, if I see an Instagram of a girl who is going to a lot of parties, I may think that she, I don't know, use drugs, for example. And if I see an Instagram of a girl who goes to church and posts pictures of her with her friends in church, I wouldn't think that she uses drugs because she goes to church. So yeah, that's a judgment. We cannot judge based on that, but yeah, that happens in my head frequently.
Yeah, it's not just with you. Katiana?
Sometimes I see the life in social media. It's no real, because some people in the Instagram have a perfect life and it don't have problem. The people stay in the beautiful place, in the beautiful city, don't have problem. And I think it's not a good life. It's no, it's it's not a real life. And I think this first impression in the social media is not a real life. And for me, for example, I don't I monitor my time in the Instagram and Facebook, because I think there is no real life, because everyone there is beautiful, rich, and have stay in the beautiful city, in the beautiful place, and don't have problem. And for me, I'm a real person. I have a problem, and sometimes I stay with a bad humor, and it's if you meeting in a bad day, probably you say, no, it's not a good person. But in the social media, it's very usually you say everyone is a happy people.
Yes, exactly, Tatiana. Yeah, it's a point that I'm creating here the next topic for the next week, trying to put something about happiness and real life. So I'm trying to create some questions here, because it's always happen in our daily routine, and it's really difficult to understand. So let's talk about this. And Ju, what do you think?
Oh, I agree with all that you told before, and I think people try to sell a reality on social media, and the real life it's not totally different, but it's a little bit different. And I'm judge a lot people on social media. And nowadays, when I see a person post a lot of pictures about her private her or him about their personal life, I just unfollow because it's not real, you know. And when I start to see a lot about the life of other people, I start to judge, and I feel that's not good for me. So I just avoid to see that.
Yeah, we need to manage this time in social media to not be crazy about the things. Time is passing very fast, but let's ask some other question. Number 9, have you ever tried to make a great first impression but completely mess it up? So I'm gonna start. I need to confess that in a job interview some years ago, I tried to be a person that I wasn't in the way that I was fit for the job, for the company. So it messed it up. I wasn't hired, and thanks God, because it wasn't me, but it was terrible. And you, Sarah?
Yeah, I think I went through the same situation with a job interview, but because I tried so hard, I was very nervous and I didn't know what to answer. I was not very prepared to do that interview. So I ended up not being hired because I was not prepared. And that was good at the end because that gave me experience on how to deal with job interviews. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And you, Alex?
The same experience. Every time at job interviews, you're trying to get at the perfect job at the perfect company. You get so nervous. You prepare yourself a lot. Try to decorate your experience, make everything sounds so cool. But at the end, if it's not for you, it will not happen. So I have a similar experience in the past with job interviews.
Yeah, exactly. Ju?
Probably I have tried, but I don't know. I'm not able to keep an imagine for at least a job interview for so long. So for me, it's complicated. But I can't remember one situation that I can share with you now.
No problem. Thank you, Ju. And you, Katiana?
I have the same situation. The people say, and in one I stay very nervous for an interview, and I think I speaking a lot, and I think it's the other person don't have a good impression for me because I stay very nervous and speak a lot and very fast, and I think it's the other person don't have a good impression about me, but it's okay. Sometimes these things happen.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, I will ask the number 10, but while I will bring the other specs, but let's answer. Number 10 is, have you ever become friends with someone that you had a bad first impression? So if anyone had this experience you can share? Do you remember?
Yes, I have. I told in the beginning of the meeting. In the past, I judged a person, and nowadays, this person is one of my best friends.
Good. Anyone else? No. Yeah, sometimes it happens. I think for me in college, my first day at college, I was like nervous because I want to make friends, but I was new, and then I created some bad impressions of some people around me. But then I become friends of them, and it's a really good group nowadays. But I think it's very normal. Okay, the other guys is backing. Hello, hello. Hey, Isabel, how was the conversation?
It was great, so great.
Good. Did you, could you share a little bit what you said in the other group?
Yeah. We had an opportunity to share our opinions, totally different opinions, and I think it's so good.
Good. Thank you, Isabel. Ulysses, and you?
It was nice. I was in the same room that Isabel, and it was like she said, it was a lot of ideas. It was great.
Good. Thank you. Silas, and you? How was for you the experience?
Was very good. It was my first time as a team leader. So and try to manage something. It was my third time today here. So it's very, very good. I'm return soon.
Good. Yeah, it's a good experience to be the team leader in the groups. You need to manage a lot of things. Like it's similar to be a host. I think it's a preparation to be a host if you want in the future, because you need to ask and manage the people talking, the time, and being a host, you need to manage here the internet, the computer. So it's a good opportunity. I'm happy that you enjoyed. Mario, how about you? What was for you?
Okay, it's an excellent conversation. It's interesting to hear my friends and your opinions about this subject. And my friends speak English very well. It's a pleasure to talk with them.
Good, guys. So unfortunately, we don't have more time, but I sent here on chat the link of the feedback. The feedback is really important to me and to talk in general to understand what you're enjoying, what you isn't. Oh my God. Okay, what you want to talk, some suggestions for a topic, so you can just write there, and I will receive and I will read. And I think it's all for today. I really loved the conversation, the time in the mainly group with Aleph, Sarah, Katiana and Ju. It was really good, the time with you guys here live on YouTube. So Aleph, thanks for coming. Your first time, and Silas isn't the first time, but it's the first time being a host. So thanks for coming. Next week I'll be here. I really hope see you again.